You're welcome back. Thank you for joining us. It is still iBrand Daybreak. Moving on to the major conversation for this morning. The cabinet of President Bola Tinubu is set to set the ground running. Hit the ground running. Yeah, because of course they took the oath of office yesterday, with the president requesting all his 45 ministers to serve the country with integrity, dignity, and deliver in their different assignments rather than serving their states and regions. And of course, having this conversation with us this morning is Prince Adebola Adeniji Adele. He is the President General, Citizens Liberation Advocacy Initiative. You're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. I have him this morning.
All right. We're going to be taking a look at, we are not able to look at the entire 45, ministerial offices, but we're going to be looking at the key offices. And, we have decided to start with education. There has been a lot of back and forth in that sector, from the tertiary institutions down to even the elementary schools, back and forth about minimum wage, about salaries and payments, and about, running the tertiary institutions, the universities and their staff going on strike every now and then, and all that and all that. The president, during his inauguration on May 29th, mentioned that he has so much planned for the education sector, starting by mentioning that, the excesses taken from the subsidy that will be taken away from petroleum will be reinvested in certain strategic ministries, education being one of them. Now we have a new minister of education. Of course, set the ground running. It has been a very trending word on the internet since yesterday, because everybody's saying we're hitting the ground running, running. But we're starting with education. What is your reaction to the new minister? Do you think, first off, he is fit for that office, and what are your expectations?
Well, Mr. Judge, I think I forgot to greet you this morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Let's first and foremostly give thanks to Bola Tinubu that he followed the constitution procedure from the 60 days in office down to the element of inaugurating the ministers. Let's give him kudos. There are some past presidents that have not done that. In fact, they have not done it for 6 months. Some have not even done it for 8 months. But he followed the procedure. But we have seen the good, we have seen the bad, and we have seen the ugly of those positions erected to some of the ministers given yesterday. Well, I would not want us to be partial, but that is what your company, your television put in front, which is education. And I would not want us to be partial. There are two burnings, a lot of burning issues in those apartment and ministers parastatals we are talking of today. And I've seen where I would dislike with Mr. President because of some position given to some people. Everybody has the right to go there. Everybody has the right to be the minister. But we are talking of the competent. If really they want, or they live our education the way it is, and they value it the way it is, I think there are some wrong things in that position given to.
So let's elucidate them,
okay.
Especially as regards to education. Now, that's what we're focusing on.
No, I'm coming. I know the education we are talking about today. It affects me. I have two brilliant girls in universities. Okay, going on strike affects me. Apart from the school fees we are paying, we are going to pay double of the house rent of the children. So it affects me. And if I didn't think that somebody has acquired to be used for 4 years in his own department, probably wanted to do law or whatever the other course wanted to do, and from that 4 years or 5 years, he begin to spend 6 years. Affect me. Now, the education in this country today, the way I'm looking at it, and the way the Mr. President said, I'm not saying I'm doubting the person they put as the Minister of Education. I am not. But before we can trend much on that, the person they put at that place, we have not seen his activities much. But those who have seen the activities from the governors to the ministers, then those ones also have something to talk about, because we have seen the way they did their state. Some have even failed in their states, that they wanted to mount the national issue. That's why the Mr. President said, don't make this thing to the regions, and you should not make it to your state alone. So the minister given to you is outrightly for the people of this country. So in education, as Mr. President said, let's see how it's going to work. And the person they put there, let's are going to perform throughout all this striking, all this ASU strike or whatever. Let's see how it's going to couple that a couple of times.
All right, now let's talk about agriculture.
Agriculture, yes.
Before Nigeria discovered oil in 1956 in Bayelsa State,
okay. Yes.
Our mainstay as a country was agriculture, because we had it sufficiently and also we're doing export. Now, looking back into the so advertised, well talked about ministerial list, it is here with us. First, and my first question to you is this: is the list that you're seeing, in all honesty, more of technocrats than politicians? That's my first question.
Okay.
Secondly, looking at the Minister of Agriculture in the person of Mr. Sabi Abdullahi, let us even take a tour into his career, especially where he built his career as a politician. By right, apart from the fact that he was born in Niger State,
okay, Niger, yes.
Yeah, he has a national honor, a CON. He also is a representative, a senator representing the North Central in the 8th and the 9th Assembly.
Okay.
That is all you can talk about as a politician in the person of Mr. Sabi Abdullahi.
Okay.
He has no requisite knowledge when it comes to agriculture. He doesn't have any farming skill in terms of what is needed as a minister in that particular ministry to be able to galvanize that sector to make it more lucrative enough for persons who want to go into agriculture. Now, tell me, in all honesty, some persons have said, well, as a minister, it might just be more of administration, but that particular position is more of an appointment than an elective position. Would you, sir, in all honesty, hire an individual who should be more of an expert in a particular field as to being an administrator?
Well, you said it good. That is why we are quarreling with Mr. President. Not only the agriculture, there are a lot of people, ranklings of this minister they're supposed to have put in the principal positions where or what they read or learned with, but it's different from what we are seeing now. The agriculture per se should be one of the most important area, as you are taking education as important. Likewise, agriculture should be number one important in this country. And now I'll see how the country is going now. And somebody that did not have knowledge of it. Yes, if you are talking of the administrative aspect of it, no, we are talking of the practicalizing such things as given to you. I am not happy. Honestly, I'm not happy of few numbers that important of this country they give some of these things to. In Niger State, I think former governor there, Bello, also dealt with agriculture in Niger State.